Faith is so much important in human life that the Bible said in Romans chapter 14 verse 23 that anything that does not proceed by faith is sin. And you know the Bible said that without faith it is impossible to please God. But what is actually faith? And how does it grow in human body? If it grows, what is it and how does it function in human body? When does it come in human body? Is it possible that somebody can stay like this and you don't have faith at all? Is it possible that a Christian or non-Christian can have faith? So this video, I am going to explain the process of faith in human life. If you can listen to this video, you will understand what faith is and how it functions in human body and the process it goes. It doesn't jump through from one process to the end of the process goes like that. From 1 to 2, from 2 to 3, from 4 to 5, it goes like that. So in this video, I am going to explain how faith proceeds, the process of faith in human life. First of all, we should understand that faith, you can have faith not just as a Christian. You can have faith in your husband. You can have faith in somebody that said something that made you build your confidence in them and you begin to have faith in them. That is why the Bible said, have faith in God. So the faith that I'm going to talk about is the faith that comes from God. In Romans chapter 10 verse 17, Romans 10 verse 17, it says, so then faith cometh by hearing. Faith cometh by hearing. So whether you are a Christian or non-Christian, it doesn't matter. Faith cometh by hearing. You heard something, you were downcast and somebody said something that made you build faith. It's not faith in God, it's faith in something else that made you. Your husband, you don't have much confidence. Your husband told you something that make you begin to have faith in your husband. I have faith in this man. I have faith in this woman. I have faith. So faith comes by hearing. So when you hear the word of God, faith comes inside you. So without hearing the word of God, there is no faith coming inside you. So you cannot have faith without hearing. So first step is you hear and then you have faith. Then what is the next step? It says, faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the word of God, and hearing by the word of God. Now he's telling you that this faith has a voice. This faith can speak, but you cannot hear this faith's voice except you study the word of God continuously. Except you begin to dwell in the word of God continuously, then you begin to hear faith speak. Because once faith comes, it begins to speak. Because that is why the Bible said without faith it is impossible to please God. Because God speaks through faith. If you have no faith, how can you please God? Because you are not hearing. When you are not hearing, how can you do what you don't hear? It's when you hear, keep this cup, that you can keep the cup. So if you are not hearing, keep this cup, how can you keep the cup? So it is impossible to please God because you don't hear him. So when faith comes inside you, the next thing is the faith will begin to speak. The way you hear the faith, this place is saying is faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. Hearing comes by the word of God. The word of God you study it every day, and once you study it, that voice that keep explaining to you what you are reading is that voice of faith, until it grows to a point where it begins to tell you something that is outside. Do this, do that, do this. It begins with it explaining to you what is in the Bible, what is in the Word of God, before it goes beyond. Now, in First Peter, in Galatians chapter 3, Galatians chapter 3, verse 2, it says, "This only would I learn of you. Receive ye the Spirit by the work of the law, or by hearing of faith?" Paul was speaking to them and said, did you receive the Spirit by the work of the law, or by hearing of faith? So the faith that comes inside you is the one that will confirm to you that you have received the Spirit of God. So you hear the voice inside you confidently telling you that you have received the Spirit of God. Without faith, you will not know that you have received the Spirit of God, because who will tell you? Even if you have the Spirit inside you, who will explain to you? The voice of faith is the one that will explain to you that you have received the Spirit of God. So the next step is that after you hear, after you receive faith, then faith comes inside you, faith begins to speak, then faith will tell you that you have received the Spirit of God. What is the next step? First Peter chapter 1, verse 7. First Peter chapter 1, verse 7. It says, Peter, an apostle of Jesus Christ, to the strange, First Peter chapter 1, verse 7, that the trial of your faith, being much more precious than of gold that perishes, though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor and glory of the appearance of Jesus Christ. So faith will be tested after it has shown you that you have received the Spirit of God. Your faith will be tested. Another one is James chapter 1. James chapter 1, verse 2. It says, my brethren, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptation, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. So your faith must be tested. When it has come inside you, when it begins to speak to you, your faith will begin to be tested. It will be tested until you mature. It is when it is tested, you will not even know when you are beginning to grow little by little. Other voices will come and be speaking to you inside you, not just the voice of faith. You see the devil coming to speak to you. Now, when you are differentiating between that voice and the voice of faith, you begin to, that's when you are growing. If you say, can faith grow? Let's read this place. Let's read the book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 1. 2 Thessalonians chapter 1, verse 3. 2 Thessalonians chapter 1, verse 3. We are bound to thank God always for you, brethren, as it is meant, because that your faith groweth exceedingly. Paul is confirming here that faith can grow. Your faith groweth exceedingly. So your faith can grow after being tested. This is why the Bible said, do not say God is tested.